Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. When a man really does love you, you don't have to guess, you don't have to decode, and you don't have to beg for signs. Love is not hidden in some secret code. It's right there in front of you, clear as day. But a lot of people miss it because they're too busy listening to what somebody says instead of watching what somebody does. See, words are easy, but consistency, that's the truth teller. If a man is steady in how he shows up for you, steady in how he treats you, steady in making sure you know you're important, that's not just talk, that's love. Ladies and gentlemen, let me break something down for you because a lot of people miss this when they're trying to figure out if somebody really loves them. The truth is, love is not just what somebody says out of their mouth, it's about what they consistently do. You know, anybody can stand up and say, I love you. Anybody can text you 3 words. Anybody can post a cute little caption under your picture, but that does not mean love is present. Real love is shown in the actions that keep showing up day after day. Not just on Valentine's Day, not just on your birthday, not just when they feel guilty, but consistently. Love is proven in patterns, not in moments. When a man really loves you, consistency is the language he speaks. You don't have to wonder if he's going to call you back because he does it every time. You don't have to sit there doubting if he's going to show up because he keeps showing up. You don't have to play guessing games wondering if he's going to treat you right today and treat you wrong tomorrow because he makes sure his love is steady. A man in love wants you to feel secure. He wants you to rest easy. And the way he gives you that security is by being consistent in the way he loves you. See, people forget that inconsistency breeds insecurity. When someone is on one day and off the next, when they're sweet this week and cold the next, when they treat you like a queen today and ignore you tomorrow, that's not love, that's confusion. And real love doesn't confuse you, it reassures you. A man who is in love with you will not keep you on an emotional roller coaster because he knows your heart is too valuable for that kind of game. Instead, he'll be steady, he'll be reliable, he'll be somebody you can count on no matter what. And let me tell you something, consistency isn't about grand gestures. It's about the little things he does over and over again. It's checking in to see how your day went, not because he feels obligated, but because he truly cares. It's making sure he remembers the things that matter to you, your favorite food, your important meetings, that story you told him about your childhood, because he's paying attention. It's holding your hand in public just like he does in private, because his love doesn't shift depending on who's watching. Consistency is love's signature. Now, here's the thing. Consistency takes effort. It's not always convenient. It's not always easy. But when a man is in love, he will put in that effort. He won't just say, I love you. He'll back it up by showing you every single day. He'll be intentional about making sure you feel seen, heard, and valued. He knows that consistency builds trust, and trust builds love that lasts. That's why you'll notice that the man who really loves you doesn't just come through in the beginning when he's trying to win you over. He keeps that same energy throughout the relationship because his goal isn't just to catch you, it's to keep you. Ladies and gentlemen, love without consistency is like a car without fuel. It might look good parked in the driveway, but it ain't going anywhere. Real love moves, real love grows, real love continues to show up, and it does that through consistent action. If a man is truly invested in you, you will not be wondering where you stand with him. He will remove the doubt with his actions because he knows that love is not supposed to be confusing, it's supposed to be clear. So when you're sitting there asking yourself, Does he really love me? Stop replaying his sweet words in your mind and start examining his actions. Does he call when he says he will? Does he follow through on his promises? Does he show up for you even when it's inconvenient? Does he love you on Monday the same way he loves you on Friday? Because if his actions keep lining up with his words, if his behavior remains steady, no matter what's going on, then ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at a man who really does love you. When a man really does love you, one of the clearest signs is that he prioritizes you. See, everybody is busy. Everybody got jobs, responsibilities, family, bills, commitments pulling them in every direction. But let me tell you something. When a man loves you, he makes sure you fit right in the middle of all that. You don't feel like an afterthought. You don't feel like a convenience. You feel like a priority. Because when love is real, he doesn't let his schedule determine how much attention you get. He makes sure his schedule works around making time for you. A man that truly loves you will not leave you questioning where you fall on his list of importance. You'll see it in how he manages his time. He might have 12 things to do in a day, but somehow he finds a way to check in on you, to hear your voice, to ask how your day is going. He might be exhausted from working, but he'll still carve out a few minutes to let you know that you matter. When someone values you, they create space for you in their world. No excuses, no delays. No, I'll get to you when I can. Real love doesn't push you to the back seat. Real love puts you right there in the passenger seat, rolling with him no matter where he's going. And here's the truth. Priorities are not spoken, they're shown. A man can sit there and tell you that you're important to him, but if you're constantly being pushed aside for other things, then those words don't mean much. But if he is rearranging his life to make sure you're part of it, then you are looking at somebody who loves you. Love is not about convenience. Love is about intention. It's about saying, no matter what's happening, you're a part of my life. Think about it this way. When people really care about something, they don't forget about it. They don't neglect it. They don't let it collect dust in a corner. They nurture it. They take care of it. They make sure it's getting the time and energy it deserves. That's exactly what love looks like in action. If he's prioritizing you, he's making sure you feel included. He's not disappearing when life gets tough. He's not going silent when things get stressful. In fact, those are the times when he leans in even more because he doesn't want you feeling like you've been pushed aside. You see, anybody can give you attention when it's easy, but it takes real love to give you attention when it's inconvenient. That's the difference. If he's at work all day but still takes a moment to send you a text just to say he's thinking of you, that's prioritizing. If he's tired but still finds a way to listen to you talk about your day, that's prioritizing. If he cancels something else because he knows you need him, that's prioritizing. It's not about him having unlimited time. It's about him making you a part of the time he has. And don't mistake prioritizing for spoiling or over-the-top gestures. It's not about spending every second together or dropping everything all the time. It's about balance. It's about him showing you consistently that no matter what's on his plate, you're not forgotten. When love is real, he doesn't put you on the back burner while he chases everything else. Instead, he brings you along, he keeps you in the loop, he makes you feel like you're part of his world. That's the difference between being an option and being a priority. A man who prioritizes you will protect your place in his life. He'll make sure that even when life gets loud, even when distractions come up, you never feel like you've been moved to the side, because to him, you are not just part of his schedule, you're a part of his purpose. When he plans his future, when he thinks about what's next, he makes sure you're there, not as an afterthought, but as the reason he's pushing so hard. That's the power of prioritizing. So if you really want to know if a man loves you, don't just listen to his words. Watch how he prioritizes you. Look at whether he makes room for you, whether he considers your feelings, whether he shows up even when it's inconvenient. Because a man in love will always make sure that you know, without a doubt, that you come first. When a man really does love you, one of the most powerful ways you see it is in how protective he is over you. Now, let's get this straight. Protective doesn't mean controlling. It doesn't mean he's trying to run your life or tell you what you can and can't do. That's not love. That's insecurity. Real protection comes from a place of care, from a place of wanting to make sure you're safe, secure, and at peace. When a man loves you, your well-being becomes part of his responsibility, and he takes that role seriously. You'll see it in little things. When he waits for you to text that you made it home safe, when he checks the locks before you go to bed, when he's walking with you and naturally moves to the outside of the street so the cars are closer to him than they are to you, when he tells you to call him if you're out late and don't feel comfortable. These might seem like small gestures, but they speak volume. They're his way of saying, I need you to be all right, because if you're not, I'm not. Protection shows up emotionally too. When you're going through something, he doesn't dismiss your feelings. He doesn't brush it off like it's not important. He listens. He comforts. He tries to shoulder some of that burden with you. When somebody disrespects you, he steps in and makes it known that you are not to be treated any kind of way. When life is heavy, he tries to be your peace, not your problem. That's protection. He may not have all the answers, but he will stand with you in the storm so you don't feel alone. A man in love will also protect your dreams. He won't laugh at your goals or make you feel like you're reaching too high. He'll encourage you. He'll push you. He'll remind you of your worth when you forget it yourself. That's another form of protection. Guarding your spirit from negativity, from doubt, from people who don't believe in you. Because when he loves you, he wants to see you shine. And he won't let anyone dim your light, not even you. And let me tell you this, when a man is protective of you, it doesn't just happen in the big moments. It's not only when there's danger or drama. It's woven into his everyday actions. He cares about what you eat, about whether you're resting enough, about whether you're stressing yourself out too much. He'll tell you to slow down when you're overworking. He'll check if you ate breakfast before you ran out the door. He'll remind you to take care of yourself because he's invested in your health and happiness. That kind of protection is love in action. Sometimes protection means he'll give you the truth even when it's uncomfortable. He'll tell you when you're hanging around the wrong people, when you're making decisions that could hurt you, when you're not valuing yourself enough. Not because he's trying to control you, but because he sees what you deserve. And he doesn't want to watch you settle for less. Real love won't let you walk into harm when it can be prevented. Real love speaks up, even when it's hard. And don't overlook this. Protection comes with presence. If a man really loves you, he's not going to vanish when things get tough. He's not going to watch from the sidelines while you struggle. He's going to show up He's going to stand there and he's going to make sure you know you don't have to face things by yourself. That doesn't mean he'll solve every problem, but he'll be there. And that presence alone is powerful. So understand this. Love that is real always carries a protective nature. It shows up in the way he watches out for you, the way he values your safety, the way he covers your heart, your body, and your dreams. If he is truly in love with you, you will feel that shield around you, not because he's trying to cage you in, but because he wants to make sure nothing in this world takes you down. That's not control, that's care. That's not insecurity, that's investment. And when a man loves you like that, you don't just feel love, you feel safe. When a man really does love you, one of the strongest signs is the way he respects your boundaries. See, love without respect is not love at all, it's possession. Anybody can claim to care about you, but if they don't honor who you are, what you stand for, and what lines you've drawn for your life, then their love isn't real. When a man loves you, he doesn't push you past what you're comfortable with. He doesn't pressure you into what you don't want, and he doesn't treat your values like they're optional. He understands that respecting you is part of loving you. A man that truly loves you is going to pay attention to what matters to you. If you say, I don't like being spoken to a certain way, he'll make sure his tone reflects that respect. If you set a boundary around your time, your space, your body, or your emotions, he honors that boundary without making you feel guilty. That's what love does. It creates safety. A man in love wants you to feel like you can be yourself without fear of being pushed or pressured. Now, here's the truth. Boundaries don't push real love away. They actually protect it. When you tell a man, this is what I expect, this is what I can allow, and this is where I draw the line, and he truly loves you, he doesn't see that as a wall, he sees it as guidance. He understands that boundaries are a way of keeping the relationship healthy, not restrictive. A man who loves you will actually respect those boundaries more because he values what you're building together. And respect isn't just about not crossing the line. It's about celebrating the fact that you have standards. A man in love won't make you feel like your expectations are too high or that you're asking for too much. He'll rise to the level of those standards because he knows your worth. He won't tell you to lower them. He'll meet them, and sometimes he'll even go beyond them because his goal is not just to be with you, but to love you the right way. Think about this. Disrespect is loud, but respect is steady. Disrespect shows up when someone ignores your feelings, when they step over your boundaries, when they try to guilt you into giving more than you're ready to give. Respect shows up in the way they listen to you, in the way they adjust their behavior when you say something bothers you, in the way they never make you feel bad for choosing yourself. That's the kind of love that lasts because it's rooted in mutual honor. And let's be clear, respect for boundaries isn't just about the obvious stuff. It shows up in everyday situations. When you need space to think, he gives it to you without sulking. When you say you're tired, he doesn't demand your energy. He encourages you to rest. When you're working on your goals, he doesn't get in the way. He gives you room to grow. When you say no, he accepts it without trying to twist it into a yes. Those little moments are where love proves itself. A man that loves you will also respect your past. He won't throw your mistakes in your face. He won't weaponize your struggles. And he won't cross boundaries you set because of past hurts. Instead, he'll handle your heart with care, knowing that you've been through things that shaped who you are. He'll respect your healing process, and he'll never make you feel like you're too much for having boundaries that protect your peace. And here's something important. Respect for boundaries shows that a man is secure in himself, because only an insecure man feels threatened by your no, by your standards, or by your independence. But a man who truly loves you understands that respecting your boundaries doesn't take anything away from him. It actually deepens the bond between you. Love without respect is shallow, but love with respect has the power to last a lifetime. So if you're wondering whether a man really does love you, pay attention to how he responds to your boundaries. Does he listen? Does he honor them? Does he make you feel safe in expressing them? Because when a man loves you, he doesn't just want you, he respects every part of you, including the lines you've drawn to protect yourself. When a man really does love you, he doesn't just think about today, he thinks about tomorrow and the day after that and all the days that follow. Love that's real is not just about what's happening in the moment. It's about building something lasting. A man in love naturally includes you in his vision for the future. He doesn't talk like he's single. He doesn't make plans that don't involve you. He doesn't see himself moving forward without making sure you're right there with him. That's because when he loves you, you're not just a part of his present, you're a part of his purpose. See, a man who loves you is thinking long term. He's not asking what y'all are doing this weekend. He's asking what your life could look like years from now. He's picturing vacations. He's picturing homes. He's picturing family. He's picturing the life he wants to build, and you are always in that picture. If you want to know if a man loves you, just pay attention to how he talks about the future. If it's always me and never we, then love might not be in the equation. But when it's real, his words start to shift, his actions start to shift, and suddenly it's we and us more than me and I. And here's something important. Future planning doesn't always mean he's talking about marriage or kids right away. It's not always some big dramatic statement. Sometimes it's in the smaller things. It's him saying,